Yeah, definitely gonna be a fun thing to watch and fun thing to cast indeed. So any picks, bands you're looking forward to seeing in this draft?
Well, I am definitely looking for probably a lot of focus on, maybe the top tier captains, a lot of Arden, Grace, and Churnwalker. We've been seeing a lot of that. It really depends on the players and what they're comfortable with. I know Ringo is big right now, but not everyone is completely into that. But we have the draft going right now. We already have the first two bands coming through.
We got Taka and Varya bands coming out, and then we got the first pick, Grace.
Yeah, Taka and Varia, obviously. Pretty much if you're doing solo queue, that's pretty much who everyone's banning right now. Both extremely strong. Grace, top tier captain. Not surprised seeing that come through. We'll have to see if Kylin they do go with the Churnwalker. I was gonna say if they're gonna maybe look at picking up a captain or maybe try to take a top tier carry, but they probably will ban away one of those top carries right now.
Yeah, picking up that Churnwalker, I mean, it's good. It saves them from having to worry about possibly a Churnwalker band coming out and them not being able to pick that up. So, definitely a good pickup there, in my opinion.
Really would like to see maybe a Rona ban here, just because Grace and Rona together are so strong, or leave it open and see if they could pick it up, and if that's what they're trying to go for is a Rona pick. But Rona Grace, that's a really good combination. So definitely don't want to let that Rona sneak over to the side of Powerpuff Grillz. So we'll have to see though. Ban, they are thinking this one through. They definitely want to make sure they target the correct hero. It is going to be a Black Feather.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good ban. Blackfeather I've seen is really strong, especially going the CP path. A lot of burst damage coming out and being able to go in there, dive in deep with that damage. Having your get the aftershock up, gets your Rose offensive up more often, being able to get in and out, doing some nice damage, oof, can be dangerous.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely, that's a nice flex pick. Along with that Fortress that was banned away on team of uh, Powerpuff. Fortress can be a flex pick. Some people do like to play that in the jungle or in that captain position. We are going to see what Kylin Green is going to pick up for their first jungle carry. I really still do like that Rona pick right now. I think that'd be a good snag. It just really depends on how the players feel about their carries. Assault West, holy smokes! I was not expecting that.
Definitely not expecting that. You don't see much Celeste gameplay nowadays. A bit on the rare side.
It's definitely more of a counter pick, I would feel like it's pretty situational. So to pick it when you really haven't seen the enemy's carrier or jungler, I don't know. It could be a risky move.
Yeah, gonna be very interesting. I do kind of like the Vox pick. Vox does go good with Grace, having that defense from the Holy Shield as well as the Divine Retribution coming out from her ult is just good way to just keep him alive and keep him dealing damage. And so if they pick something to kind of go good with that, I think they're pretty much set.
So they do go ahead and pick up that Vox. Jungler here, let's see. They could go really aggressive right now, maybe pick up a Kashka. There are a lot of strong junglers though. Baptiste, I know a lot of people are playing Baptiste right now, but um, other jungler wise, Blackfeather is already off the table. Taka's already off the table.
I know
Could see a
another one
Reza.
that's not very common, but in this circumstances, I think would be a decent pickup. Would be possibly a Sky.
Okay,
CP
yeah.
Sky going in with that Vox, being able to, because the lot of mobility coming out with Sky, be able to dodge that hook and chain coming out from Churnwalker, the Heliogenesis and the core collapse coming out from Celeste, just so much mobility. I think that could be a good pick. So you might see that, might not. We'll see.
Yeah, I think with a Sky being able to dance around so much, it can be pretty hard for the Celeste to hit core collapse and really stun that Sky up. So we'll have to see if they're looking for a hero that has a lot of mobility or uh, trying to figure out exactly if everyone is still good with the draft client and make sure everyone's still in it. Draft client is working a lot better than day one. Work in progress. I really love it. It looks nice. A lot of good things over at Vainsocial. They've been helping out a lot.
Yeah, it's really nice being able to use this double draft sequence. It's a lot more interesting because not used to it when doing the solo queues. So being able to get that every once in a while, it's nice. It's nice to experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a different type of thinking. It's not the same thought process when you have a single ban. I feel like single banning is you can just like do that in your sleep compared to double ban. Double draft ban is a lot more complicated.
Oh yeah, a lot more.
So we're looking like we're having issues with the client here, and we're trying to talk it out in the chat and see what we're going to do about it. Currently, as you can see, we are sitting on 0 for their last pick. So hopefully we'll figure that out.
Yeah, definitely some nice picks and bands going on at the start of this, though. Up to this point, ooh, and we're gonna see the Samuel pickup. It's actually not that bad a pickup. Some nice damage going with the Grace. Being able to frontline very well. Have Samuel and Fox both in the back lines try to stay away from that Churn Walker a bit. I think it's a nice pickup.
Yeah, the range will definitely be nice in the situation. Celeste may struggle early on. Celeste will definitely have to wait for that power spike of level 8 until Celeste gets that extra range, just because you don't want to be caught out with all of Samuel's malice and verdicts, and that can be a lot of damage. So Celeste will have to be played safe early on, and then a crawl to round up the jungle on Kylin Green. I think that's a nice pickup. They're a really strong jungler, and crawl can be played different ways, but the weapon power path currently is one of the most popular ones.
And having that Churn Walker to kind of back him up, going in with that hook and chain and pulling them in to bring him closer and kind of keep that chase going, I think is going to be really good for that comp. So solid comp on both sides. It's definitely going to be a really good match to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's really going to come down to the Celeste. I think Celeste's position is going to be on point, just like I like in most situations. You want to definitely keep her as far away from the damage as possible. But if that cruel gets stacked up early game and gets ahead early game, I think it could be a pretty good game for Kylan Green.
Yeah, I think it's good opportunities on both sides. I kind of I'm kind of liking the side of Powerpuff Grillz. I really like that comp. I love seeing a Vox Grace comp, even though it's not as strong as it used to be. It's really solid thing you can do, and having that Sam to back it up, I kind of like it. I like them both, but I'm leaning more towards that comp. It's just Vox has always been in my heart.
They do have that Grace though, so Grace will be a nice way to maybe keep that crawl away from Box and keep Box safe and use, Holy Nova, try to get that crawl away from Box if crawl does get on top of him. So that's gonna be big for Churn Walker to try to keep those, the chains hook and keep everyone close to them as possible because crawl is just gonna be feeding off that perk and keeping everyone nice and unhealthy, I guess I should say, with the stacks he puts on them.
Yeah, and having that hook and chain, um, just being able to pull them closer to Kroll, so Kroll has probably a much easier time chasing because having that pull up a lot more often just keeps them under. You get a core collapse out from the Celeste. Just a lot of just factors here that can keep Kroll on them, and so it's going to be really interesting to see how these teams play these characters.
All right, so we are hopping into the Halcyon fold here. We have uh, Powerpuff Grillz on the box, Grace and Samuel, and then we have Kylan Green on the Churn Walker, Celeste and Crawl. It's gonna be a great match. I hope the chat is hyped and ready for this. I hope we have an intense back and forth, maybe I don't know, like a 30-minute match. Are we ready for an intense match like that?
Oof, started us off with a 30-minute match for the best of three. Ooh, see, I like it.
Oh yeah. All right, so hopefully we'll probably see the teams do a traditional rotation here. Crawl actually is already making his way all the way up to the front. So instead of taking the backs, they're going to go straight aggressive, try to pick up this Elder Treant right away, maybe even the front of Team Powerpuff Girls. They actually started up. April looks like not going to be able to steal that away. Does see that it is taken, though. So we'll be able to communicate that with the team. Definitely be important for Crawl to stay healthy and not be bothered too much in the early game. Maybe even be a little more aggressive. But once Samuel hits that level 2 power spike, Samuel can be pretty annoying to deal with early on.
Yeah, for sure. That Drifting Dark comboed with the Malice and Verdicts is just a nasty thing to experience early game, especially with that double crystal bit. Oof.
Oh yeah. Once Kroll, I just want him to get to that level 6 and then maybe get a gank off on PS. I think I'm just gonna go with PS for our laner here. I think that may be the easiest way to approach that name. But we are seeing maybe a little engage here. Kroll has rotated up. He's gonna sit in the bush with his perk Shadows and Power, and
Oh,
you maybe
there goes
see.
the hook and chain. Kroll using the dead man's hand to go out there, engage, getting some stacks off with the Spectral Smite. Is going to get stunned by that Holy Nova, though. The hook and chain not quite going to connect to PS. And Cat Lover,
Maybe
was
some
that like a.
connection issues there.
I'm going to give that one to connection issues because I don't think you would normally have been sitting there under the turret that calmly.
Not only sitting there, but also just auto attacking. Actually, Kroll's gonna go back in.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be able to get that kill on the Vox, though, to compensate for the, looks like, connection issues. They are going to give that first blood up to Powerpuff Grillz, though, so that is going to help them a lot.
Yeah, goal lead. Currently sitting even right now. Caliber is back, but I'm still not quite sure if the connection is totally there. Hopefully that gets worked out. We hate seeing connection issues. Obviously, it's something all of us have dealt with one time or another in our Vainglory career. So we are just seeing currently some laning phase going on, but Samuel Retro is being a little sneaky, taking away some fronts from Kroll. Not quite sure if Kroll is aware, but that actually may hurt him a little bit if he keeps falling behind and losing some farm.
Yeah, good moves by Retro there, being able to take out those fronts. That's what you want to do against the Kroll. The more farm you can take from him, the better, because it gets him further behind. And that's what you want with Kroll. You want to be able to get ahead and just snowball on them.
Yeah, for sure. Same with the Celeste. The death early on, I don't think should have affect Cat Lover too much. The CS actually is, definitely still in favor for her. So hopefully Celeste will be able to keep up the farming. And again, once that level 8 hits, that's going to be huge for Team Kylin. And hopefully PS is going to be able to dance around enough and keep away from those the supernovas from the heliogenesis is going to be pretty powerful. It'll be interesting to see what kind of build Cat Lover actually goes to though. Celeste builds, they've been kind of all over the board. I know Clockwork is kind of big, and it really just depends into the team comp what the Celeste actually wants to go into.
Yeah, for sure. And with the rework of Clockwork over the last few patches to where it doesn't have that percentage boost and it's now the base damage with the increased cooldown, you get those heliogenesis off quite a bit with Cat Lover on that Celeste.
Yeah, spamming them are going to be really important. Just making it really uncomfortable for the Vox to try to stay safe and just ramp up. Obviously, the Vox, if it does go the poison shiv breaking point, it is very crucial for Vox to last long in some of these team fights and just be able to use hopefully the Churn Walker as a front line just to stack up those breaking points and to dance by that crawl and get on top of Cat Lover. And we're just going to see the continued farming phase currently. If we look over to the jungle side, again, Samuel Retro does have that current advantage. So if Samuel keeps it up and that keeps this farm lead, it could be a pretty decent start. Samuel is level 6 though, so we do have our first power spike along with a fountain coming out
Ooh, there
onto
goes
this
the Drifting
April.
Dark. Malice and Verdict going out, doing some nice damage, but the Core Collapse going to come out and stun the Samuel. Cat Lover getting kind of low, but is going to pop the Healing Flask. Hook and Chain going out, not going to connect, but there goes Kroll going in after that Vox, using the Dead Man's Hand to kind of catch up to him. He's going to pop his Spectral Smite as 2 stacks and is going to back off. Cat Lover getting kind of low. Those Malice and Verdicts doing some nice damage, but there goes the Core Collapse. Heliogenesis and the Hook and Chain is going to do some nice damage. Malice and Verdict followed by the Drifting Dark is going to do some nice damage. Kroll getting kind of low. They're going to be able to get that kill with the Samuel onto the Kroll with a Malice and Verdict, and that's going to be a nice engage for them. The health regen from that fountain coming out clutch for Retro there, being able to stick in that fight, do some nice damage, was a really good engage, and they're going to be able to take some of Kroll's farm.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kylin, they just probably needed to identify that, hey, look, we're down fountain right now. They definitely have the huge power spike over us. Let's not maybe try to fight just because, like you said, once that healing came through, it gave them basically another chance to re-engage. Even though Kylin was low, they just had no chance of healing back up. So definitely a smart decision on the side of Powerpuff. Definitely see, the fountains coming out now. So the hopefully the next team fight will go a little better for them. They'll definitely feel a little more comfortable in this gauge. Cat Lover, as long as Cat Lover is staying away from those mouse and bricks and not being picked off too much, that'll definitely be a more positive team fight for them in the future.
Yeah, and we see the Shiv coming out on Kroll. What are your thoughts on that? First item Shiv on Kroll.
I mean, with the Grace and maybe the amount of healing that is happening with Grace, I think it'd be good to try to
Oh,
get some
nice core
healing.
collapse. The Solar Storm coming out is going to do some nice damage on Retrol. Fountain is popped, but not in time to save him. Sam is going to go down. The From Hell's Heart not quite going to connect onto that box. And Celeste went down in that fight too. Wow. Went down so fast, I barely even noticed it.
Yeah, it happened extremely fast. Two heroes were down almost immediately. I don't think either captain was really prepared for how fast some of those teammates died. But Cat Lover, unfortunately, threw out the ultimate just a little, standing a little too close to Powerpuff. So next time when that solar storm comes across, maybe if it's a little farther back, definitely it can be a very tempting item to try to throw out in a team fight just because sometimes the amount of damage you can get off. The Shatter Glass actually is first for Cat Lover. It looks like the Cat Lover may be going into an Eve of Harvest next. I don't. The healing will definitely be helpful for Cat Lover. I definitely still would like to see maybe a Dragon's Eye, but maybe more of that sustained build is more important for the Celeste.
Yeah, Dragon's Eye will be definitely something you want to be seeing on that Celeste, especially if he goes the clockwork route, being able to drop them down constantly. There goes the Drifting Dark. Mouse and Vertic's going to connect onto Cronus, doing some nice damage. The Core Collapse not quite gonna hit on Retro, but the explosion from the Heliogenesis is going to do some nice damage. Kroll on his way up, looking to continue this engage. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, I definitely am expecting an engage probably to happen here soon. But Retchel is sitting on a Crystal Infusion, so if we do see a more aggressive engage coming with Kyla, we
Oh,
will
that
probably see
Heliogenesis, though.
its damage. The damage is you have to stay
Just
away
shows
from
you
it.
the damage of that Shatter Glass first item, and not having any defense on that Samuel. Whew.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun to get hit by that. You get hit by one of them, and you're like, okay, it's time for me to leave. Which is a good chance for maybe Morphlin to rotate in jungle and be a little more aggressive on that Samuel. But it looks like he just wants to play it safe. Level 8 on him, so he's definitely getting up to his power spikes, and he looks like he's going to try to take away this healing. He does get it, which is big because Retro was kind of low.
Yeah, man, we do see level 8 coming out on Celeste as well as the Eve of Harvest, so you're going to see a lot more range on that, so some more heavy damage coming out is going to be something that they're going to be looking forward to. Solar Storm coming down, not going to connect with anybody. I'm
Across the
kind of
map.
questioning that.
It may have been a little early when Morphling was being chased. Cat Lover was trying to predict if they were going to continue that aggression. He was hopefully going to hit someone. And
Oh, Retro coming behind with the Drifting Dark. Malice and Verdict coming down. The Retribution is going to come down, but it's not going to connect. It's going to bring him closer, but Cat Lover is going to be able to get out of there. From Hell's Heart is going to connect onto Retro. Dead
huge
Man's Hand
stun.
is coming out, and he's going to be able to take Samuel down. Core Collapse coming down is going to stun Grace, followed by the Tremor. Oh, my goodness. That damage coming down, and there goes Grace. That's going to be 2 kills for Kylin Green.
Yeah, the ultimate coming out of that Churnwalker was huge in that fight. Definitely still a pretty close fight overall, back and forth. The Celeste, I think that power spike is definitely showing right now. The level 8, when you're playing that Celeste and you are before level 8, once you hit it and you get that extra range, it just feels like a different character. You're just like, holy, I can stand back here and be safe and just throw out supernova out of supernova on those heliogenesis. Looks like they are going to try to take the gold miner here. I'm not quite sure if Powerpuff is going to be aware of it or try to contest. Retro is here, and these Malice and Birthdays, maybe he'll steal it away. No, he's not going to be able to get it off in time.
Yeah, no, even with the scout trap there, wasn't quite able to get in there and steal it. But back to that fight a little bit. Morphling with that From Hell's Heart landing on the Samuel, definitely what turned it over to them really quickly in that fight. Was able to stun him, and they were just able to burst him down so quickly. It was just a great engage.
Yeah, the From Hell's Heart hit at the very barely hit him. He was definitely almost out of range, so it was a huge stun. It was going to be a little longer with range that it did hit him from. So it was a very nice touch on the side of Kylin. We might even see a little aggression here coming out of Retro.
There goes a Drifting Dark, doing some nice damage onto Cronus, trying to get those Dragon's Eye stacks up, and yeah, the Sonic Zoom coming out, trying to get close to Cat Lover, but PS taking some nice damage. Kroll is on his way up though with the Sorrow Blade, so he's looking to do some nice damage coming out in these fights. Got the hook and chain onto Samuel, just able to get it onto Vox, and gonna get the stun off with the Tremor. Is going to look for that stun on the From Hell's Heart, is going to get the boomerang onto the Grace. Grace out of this fight for a bit. There goes the Solar Storm, is going to take down Vox. Grace low. Grace is going to be able to get finished off, and that looks like it might be an ace. Is not quite going to finish it. Going to pop the Healing Flash. Drifting Dark, Malice, and Verdict coming out, doing some nice damage. Cat Lover getting really low, and the Scout Trap.
Oh,
The
no.
Scout Trap from Grace. Oh my goodness. April with that Scout Trap placement, going to get the kill onto the Kroll.
Retro
Cat
right
Lover
now
taking
is
some
doing
damage. Retro
so
looking
much
for the
work.
kill. Oh my goodness, the 1v3s happening right now is just crazy.
Yeah, basically towards the end of that team fight, we saw Retchel just sitting behind the Crystal Sentry and just able to use it as its frontliner and just throw out Malice and Verdicts over and over when the Drifting Dark was popped. So that team fight though, right away went over on the side of Celeste and Kroll. Churnwalker, I believe Blake, his ultimate is called Trespass. Just so you
Is it
know,
Trespass? Oh,
it
it's Trespass.
is. I know we
You know what?
talked about our Churnwalker knowledge before we actually started casting.
See, I know what they do. I'm still working on the names.
No, I want to make sure we're on the same page there.
Yeah, okay, so it's Trespass.
Correct, correct.
Got you. All right. I thought Tremor kind of sounded a bit weird.
I think you're getting trimmer from the blast trimmer on that Catherine.
Hey,
Huge
that's what
solar
it is.
storm.
Wow, nice damage coming out from the Solar Storm with the Core Collapse. Here comes Kroll. Nice Trespass coming out from Churnwalker. Is going to be able to stun the Vox. Vox in the mix of everything. Core Collapse not quite going to connect, though. Retribution coming out to heal him, and he's going to go down, though. The Holy Nova is going to stun both Morphling and Cronus, but they're going to be able to get out of there. Retro looking to go in for the kill, though. Hook and Chain not quite going to connect. And they're looking to take down Retro, but Retro is doing good with a full health Grace on his side.
Yeah, really, right now, Retchel, he's able to do so much damage, and really, we just need to get Vox to be able to hang around a little longer, try to stay safe. Right now, the defense maybe is definitely focused on trying to survive against the Celeste. If Kroll is able to touch that box at all, definitely is doing a lot of damage. So honestly, right now at this point, I mean, we do see that 3,000 gold lead on the side of Kylin Green, but I still really think like Retro is playing, really well and putting out a lot of damage. That I think one solid team fight is going to be huge for the side of Powerpuff if they do get one to go their way, especially with approaching the 15-minute mark pretty soon. It's going to be team fight's going to be a lot more important. I think we actually may see another one here. Kroll is pretty
Yeah,
far away though.
gonna do some nice damage with this Heliogenesis, getting the Core Collapse onto the Grace, just slowly poking April down, but not having that Dragon's Eye is not gonna be able to build up stacks with that. Hook and Chain is gonna go out onto Retro. Retro getting kind of low, but is gonna be able to back off, not having the Kroll up there with them to fight this. 2v3 right now, but they're doing some nice damage with this Heliogenesis from the Celeste.
Yeah, Cat Lover just needs to make sure she doesn't overstep. Really, not too many crazy like major stuns that would stop her from the aggression she has right now. Kroll is really just roaming around freely, just waiting to rotate up, and I think we actually may see that here. The
Oh,
giant
there
Hell's
goes the
Heart is
Solar Storm. April with the Retribution to go in and body block pretty much the whole thing of it, but the From Hell's Heart coming out from Morphling on that Kroll is going to be able to take out the Samuel. Samuel, every time he gets caught by that From Hell's Heart, it just seems to go down, so he's got to watch out for that, try to block that.
yeah, for sure. Samuel can just step back enough, and unfortunately, I don't think Samuel was aware that Crow was coming up from the bush and was gonna throw that out of nowhere. It looks like they're gonna be able to take the gold mine. They did get it. They did get the
Yes,
gold
they
mine.
get it right before the Kraken. Good timing there.
So now we're going to see these teams definitely try to fight around the Kraken, and the next ace is going to be huge. Team will be able to probably capture the Kraken. I really am surprised. Morphling, he has a lot of damage right now. He doesn't even have a breaking point. He's just trying to use that upfront damage with the Sorrow Blade and the Poison Shiv. is doing a decent job. I don't even think Kroll is doing actually a
Oh, core collapse
huge
and the
trespass.
trespass coming down. There goes the solar storm onto PS. PS getting kind of low. Heliogenesis trying to finish him off, but not quite going to connect. Grace looking. There goes the retribution, and she's going to be able to echo that. So, oh nope, there goes the retribution. She's not going to be able to echo that. But nice damage coming down. There goes the fountain on the side of Kylin Green. Oof, just nasty team fight going on.
Yeah, they are split currently. I don't know if Retro is going to be able to rotate back up. It looks like Samuel will be safe, but I don't know. Kyle and Green, they're looking aggressive right now. They're looking like they want to re-engage Powerpuff PG-13. They are low right now. They need to stay by this turret and maybe just try to defend, but they do not want to give up a kill.
Yeah, and one thing that's going to hurt them is April popped her fountain when Samuel just got out of range of her, so Vox was able to get that, but Samuel's still getting a little low there, not having that Eve that you normally see on Samuel to get some of that regen back, so he is going to be low in this fight if they choose to engage.
Yeah, looks like teams will be backing off here. Everyone's ultimate is up besides Grace. That will be coming up shortly, though. So I think a lot of should just see a reset here. I do want to discuss Grace has that echo, so the ultimate, the divine intervention coming out of Grace is going to be huge, and definitely will be able to hopefully get enough healing down on whoever is getting caught out first in the team fight. But the 3 items left right now, the Shattered Glass, Eva Harvest, and Dragon's Eye is definitely doing a lot of damage. We may see an engage here, but Crawl once again is at the back. So, Kylin Green, they need to be careful. If PG-13 is aware that Crawl's so far away, this could be a good time to get in there and get a team fight.
Yeah, for sure. You see Retro going towards that Broken Mist. Once he gets that down, he's going to be dealing a lot of damage, getting through those Aegises. But a lot of poke coming out by Cat Lover with us Heliogenesis, and having the Dragon's Eye up now is starting to get stacked, so you're going to see a lot of damage coming out. Almost getting that turret. There goes the Drifting Dark. Retribution coming out is going to engage onto the Celeste, but War Treads is going to get them out safely. There goes the Holy Nova. Is going to be able to stun the Churnwalker. There goes the From Hell's Heart into the back lines. Churnwalker going with the Trespass. Kroll just trying to get onto that Samuel and take him out. Samuel getting really low. Kroll, Dead Man's Hand is going to go out. Is he going to be able to get him off? Spectral Smite is going to finish him down. April using the Retribution try to get out of there, but the Dead Man's Hand is going to be able to finish her off. Kroll, good job going behind them in the back lines. I think one of the things that he's doing right is him being absent so much is getting them confident to engage, and when they engage, it's when he rotates up at perfect timing and gets right in that back line because they want to chase that Celeste down.
Yeah, he's just being so patient right now. He's waiting for the right time to engage. He definitely waited for. He kind of saw there was a crucible being popped, and then that's when he threw his from Hell's Heart to definitely stun up that Retro. Retro still did a very nice job of kiting away. Actually, almost won the fight, but the healing flash from Kroll came in just in time to keep him alive. And honestly, with the Crucible coming out, the Cronus, he's doing also a great job with the Trespass of he's landing a lot of them. That is a very hard ability to stun. I know when I'm playing or not stun to block when it's very difficult to block the Trespass. So especially if you are paying attention to Solar Storms and Core Collapse and a lot of other stuns that are coming out. But the Kraken is unleashed. 19-minute mark. Definitely gonna have to see if there's a healthy push here from Kylin. It looks right now PG-13 definitely going to be doing a lot of damage on the Kraken already. And there's no choke point turret. They're going all the way to the base here. Morphin looks like he's about to engage though.
Yes, looking to jump onto this Grace. Going to be able to Crucible that. Wait for it from Vox. There goes the Trespass. Going to stun both Grace and Vox. From Hell's Heart going onto the Grace. But they're going to both get put to sleep by the Oblivion. Grace getting really low, going with the Divine Intervention, but not going to be able to go off in time. And, looking to take down the Celeste. Vox going after, but Kroll's going to turn around, take him down, and they might be able to take... Oh, the nice pull coming off from Churnwalker is going to get them the ace, and that's going to be game 1 for Kylin Green.
We almost saw a late game Box there at the end. Box was doing so much damage on the Celeste, actually almost took her down, but he did die. So it was just so close. We almost had that, Tyrant's Poison Shift breaking point. Vox, it can do so much damage once you can stay healthy and get all the stacks done. But, really both game overall for both teams, Kylin Green definitely, playing around the Celeste with Morphling just being really on point with his From Hell's Heart. Did any miss? There was a lot that landed. I know that. His percentage on lands for his From Hell's Heart was very high this game.
Yeah, if he did miss, I kind of missed that miss because he landed them, especially that boomerang under the Grace in that game, probably about that 12-minute mark. was just, I mean, they were almost able to take down the Grace from that as well. Um, my connection's fine. Am I roboting?
Um, yes.
Yes, you are. But yeah, so it looks like are we I think getting ready to get in here for draft the game too.
Yes, we'll be starting game two up as soon as all the links go out and the players are back in the lobby. That was actually a really great game. Impressed me. It was fun to watch. Be interested to see. It's always interesting to see game two change from the teams, or if any bands are going to come out to, maybe force someone into a different role. And Celeste were both really strong. I don't know if it's like
For just helping in the middle of those fights and did a really good job on their side.
Yeah, it definitely did. I think if maybe he was on Arden, maybe they would still win that game, but there'd be a lot less CC on their side. They'd have to deal with a gauntlet, but that's maybe a little easier to play around than that a trespass that landed as many times as it did. So while the poke type comp from that Samuel and Box, Samuel being trying to stay safe away from that Celeste, just didn't quite work out like I think they hoped it would. Celeste was able just to be a nuisance and allow that crawl just to basically run free on the map and to really control each team fight.
Yeah, for sure. And they did a really good job. Such passive play from Morphling on that Kroll. Just so much time that they were spending 2v3ing that eventually Powerpuff Girls would just get so comfortable that they would engage and they would extend really hard to get that Celeste, and then Morphling would just be able to casually come up behind him and just throw off that Hell's Heart from Hell's Heart to just engage on that Samuel or that Vox, and was just able to turn those fights so easily.
Yeah, for sure. For overall, such a great game. GG's to both teams. We will be working on to get into this next game. I personally, I would like to see Arona and Ringo out there on the fold. Both awesome carries that are always fun to watch. But you know what? The Celeste, seeing a mage like that, I could go with a Scarf. A Scarf's my favorite hero, so having the baby dragon out there would be pretty entertaining to watch as well.
Yeah, Scarf definitely a strong pick, but I want to see my boy Arden come out. It's always been my main since day one, and definitely be fun to see him out on the fold in this next game.
He just is such a smooth hero to play. Getting off a last minute, last health tick Vanguard is one of the best feelings to keep someone alive.
Oh, for sure. In those moments where they're running away and you land that triple stun on the placement on the gauntlet, oof, those are the nice moments.
Yeah, Arden definitely just a captain that really stays around and each meta really no matter what. It is nice to see Arden always being a strong captain. Grace Churnwalker also up there. So we'll see if maybe the team's focused on banning away some of these top captains, and maybe we'll see maybe a tier two captain had to be played in the next match.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely looking forward to see what changes in the bans and picks come out in this next game.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, again, once these links go out, we'll get right into the draft. The draft has been moving nice and quickly. These teams are prepared. They know exactly what they want to draft. So we'll have to see once the links are get set out. Looks like all the players are in the chat currently. Hope everyone in the chat is enjoying the first game. I hope you guys stick around for game number two. Again, we have much more NACL coming tonight later on as well. We have another game happening at 10. Actually, we may have two games happening at 10. I know I will be casting another one. So hopefully you guys are in for a long night of Vainglory. Vainglory competitive. We're all just waiting around for 5v5 right now. So we're just enjoying some 3v3 for the last time we can.
Yeah, I cannot wait for the 5v5. I got me my early access, and when I logged in today to play some ranked and saw that they finally put a countdown on that early access, I was like, "Oh, it's coming. It's almost here."
Yeah, I'm actually not happy about the countdown just because it makes me even more excited.
I know. It's like now it puts a date on it, so it's like counting to Christmas. It's like counting to Christmas.
Yep.
Like, how many days till 5v5 release?
It's gonna be better than Christmas.
Oh, it's gonna be way better than Christmas.
Casting 3v3 games are fun now, but casting 5v5, ooh, it's gonna be a blast.
Oh man, so much more action, longer games, bigger map, more lanes to have to try to focus on. It's gonna be hectic, but it's gonna be fun.
So we're gonna need like maybe 3 casters. We should do 3 casters. That way we can cover everything.
One
As if
caster
it's
per
not,
lane.
yeah, not confusing enough already.
I call top lane.
I'll just follow the captain around.
Oh, I kind of want to. I'm looking forward. One of the things that I'm looking forward to see is that Kroll Kashka. Seeing a
Krolkashka.
Kroll
Oh,
Kashka out there. Oh, that'd be nasty.
did you hear on the dev stream the changes to Kashka that may be happening, that are happening, I believe?
Oh no, I did not.
When
I was
now
not able
with
to attend the today.
the twirly death now on Kashka, depending on how many people you landed on, Kashka's now going to get a little barrier. So
They're
definitely going to,
bringing her epic talent into play. Hey.
as long as it stays and it works like they talked about on the stream today, that is going to be an interesting part of Kashka. I think it's going to be help her a lot. Hopefully, it's not too OP.
Oh man, that is going to make Clockwork a for sure possibility on her if she gets that barrier every time she pulls off that twirly death. Oof.
Yeah,
I'm
I
I'm getting
think
shivers just thinking about it.
and adding that to Kashka is already crazy enough, just because Kashka has like one of the fastest clear speeds. So having her run around a jungle that big is pretty scary enough. I think we do have the links for the draft though. Hopefully teams are ready and we can get into this draft number 2.
Yes, and we got Kylin Green on side A this time with Powerpuff Grillz on side B. We got the Varia band coming out for the first band, as followed up by the Taka. So it's pretty similar bands coming out.
Yeah, definitely. Again, these teams just dealing with what they normally do and probably rank play, getting rid of those top 2 carry jungler, I would say right now, Crystal or Weapon Bar. Both are hard to deal with. I would really like to see some captain bans. Another Arden or Churnwalker. I know I don't want to say ban and Churnwalker away, but or Arden away because I know you really want to see it. But they could first pick Arden right now.
Oh, there goes the Churnwalker coming out for Kylin Green again, and they're gonna pick up. Ooh, the Lyra pick.
Lyra.
I like it. It's definitely an interesting one. But depending on who they pick with it, can be really well in these fights.
Yeah, I think if they pick Lyra, I hope they have a solid plan in mind. First picking Lyra like that. Hopefully, they have a nice draft based around her. The healing is still huge, always will be. I think the Imperial Sigil will always be important.
Yeah, and being able to get off a really great um bulwark off to stop some of those, maybe even stop a trespass.
Okay. That would be clutch.
Oh yeah, stop. I've had that happen once. I was about to hit my trespasses going against a Lyra, and they put the bulwark down right as I was about to use it. So you get that temporary silence when you're inside that bulwark, and it screwed up the fight so hard.
All right. Second round of bans. We see the Blackfeather and Vox. Now the captains or the carries once again taken off. The Vox ban though, we'll see if that takes if we are going to see now a Ringo or a Rona with Vox being gone. But with them running the Celeste lane, maybe they do prefer a mage type hero in the lane.
Yep. Oh, and we are gonna see the Ringo pick up. Ringo definitely really strong. In the current meta, I've seen a lot of him played, and if you play him right, it's just a lot of burst damage and a lot of just heavy pummeling coming out from him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the builds that he, if he does the 3 tyrants and um, oh, Celeste. That's the Celeste. They just want to play around the Celeste. That's all they care about.
Kylin going with the Celeste Turnwalker again, so looking to do some nice damage. Celeste did really well that last game. Once she hit that level 8, was doing a lot of poke damage and just was able to get in nice core collapse placements in those fights. So definitely looking forward to see if he does just as well as he did last game.
Yeah, I really think a crawl in this situation still would probably work, even with the Lyra. Um, but looking at other, if it would be that weapon, yeah, there's the crawl. They're just
Yeah,
gonna
there's
go
the
with, go with what they know.
if it's not broke, or if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, I think that's the same.
Something like that.
So
And we're
I
gonna
think
see the Sky pick up.
that's what we talked about. That's what we talked about last game.
It is exactly what we talked about last game, so I'm definitely looking forward to this. It's gonna be a great matchup there.
Yeah, Sky goes, CP jungle definitely again gonna have to get to that late game. Once Sky gets stacked up with a couple items, a forward barrage can hurt definitely when Crawl's trying to run into it and is just getting chunked down. So I'm really excited about this draft, and hopefully, the teams play to their win conditions, and I think it's gonna be a pretty close one. Maybe I would take the edge to Kylin just because I saw them execute this comp perfectly last match, but it'll be nice to see two new heroes on the side of, or all new heroes, I guess I would say, on the side of Powerpuff.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I really do like the Sky pick. Having that high mobility against this comp is going to just be a great asset to them in these fights. Hopefully, doing some nice damage with the forward barrage and the constant mobility and placement coming out from the Suri strikes. I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be a great game too.
Yep, I think reflex blocks, crucibles, going to be important. Once again, we got so much CC coming out of Team Kylin. It's going to be important to keep your carries safe and be able to actually use their abilities and get some damage off this game. But I'm definitely going to be looking at Retro this game once again. Pretty well in Samuel last game. So hopefully this guy, we're going to see some top tier gaming here. So let's jump on to the Halcyon Unfold for Game 2 of Powerpuff versus Kylin.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this. Retro did a great job on the Samuel. Really great placement with his Drifting Darks and Malice and Verdicts. Morphling, just the passive gameplay was just able to get behind him every time and just surprise him so badly. So we'll see how it goes this game.
Yeah, we got another full team rotation to the Elder Treant. We're going to see if April is going to be able to possibly stop this free Elder Treant. Looks like Lyra is going to stay out of that, doesn't want to give up an early kill. We have all the hook and chain on everyone, definitely getting these minions secure for the team.
Cronus there, hooking chaining those fronts for Powerpuff Grillz, being able to get some nice damage off them while they focus that Elder and then secure them after the Elder dies.
Yeah, we're going to see Retro rotate over here. Don't know what looking for. We're going to find a scout draft that'll be helpful, but going to rotate up to lane here. We have all three members from PG-13 at the lane. We're going to push the lane down, maybe put a little pressure on Cat Lover at the backs, but they are on their way up. We could see our first scrimmage happening, but currently farming is key. Actually, Retro goes ahead, rotates back, goes home, going to get those backs.
Yeah, looks like a Morphling going after that Elder Tree. Going to see if he can secure that second one. Not too much contention by the rest of the Powerpuff Grillz, so it looks like he's going to easily take that.
Yeah, rotation a little off. We'll probably have to skip some camps to get back on rotation to try to stop that Elder Treant. But for now, just going to continue farming through. Crawl will rotate out of his front. So once Sky is noticing that they are all gone already and not going to be able to pick any of them up, Retro's going to actually make Sky's way over there again. He's going to find Cronus, though, and actually going to get a pretty good amount of damage down.
There goes the healing flask off on Cronus, so does not have that for the next team fight, but is going to be able to get him back up to full health. Morphling coming back into the fight, but Retro doing some nice damage. The core collapse, though, coming down is going to stun him out of that forward barrage. There goes a nice hook and chain onto the Sky, going to pull him down. Cat Lover just going for the farm, though. Heliogenesis coming down. Retro, nice Surrey Strike coming down. Going to do some nice damage onto Cat Lover. And the Forward Barrage follow-up is going to take him down to about half health. So good engage going off by Powerpuff Grillz.
Yeah, for sure. Cat Lover's low, but just gonna stick around, try to pick up these last. Actually, the hook and chain
Oh,
into the core collapse.
that was a really nice pull off by Churnwalker, pulling him into that core collapse, get the nice stun and damage off. Goat went from full health almost down to a quarter HP.
Yeah, that was a perfect team communication right there. Definitely the synergy. You could feel it that they were prepared for that play. Prez actually going pretty low here. Needs to just try to, yeah, there we go. Imperial Sigil, heal up, continue defending this turret because here comes Retro. Hopefully Retro will be able to do some damage.
Yeah, gonna get that target lock onto Cronus. There goes the forward barrage. Gonna get stunned by the core collapse though and interrupt that. And Morphling on his way up. Nope, going to his farm. So still playing that passive. I think really good job by him. Just quickly get that farm up, get those items, and just play for the late game.
Yes, Kroll skipped the Elder Tree at this time for some reason. So Retro actually is gonna be able to pick this up. That's actually really good for Retro to be able to maybe get a little more even. I'm not sure if Kroll just wanted to hurry up through the rotation to rotate through the lane and not deal with the Elder Treant, or maybe Kroll wasn't expecting Sky to actually rotate and be able to pick it up. But we are going to see Jungle has intensified. Jungle Shop is there. Celeste, a little low on energy and has not shopped yet. So we'll have to see if we make a rotation down to Jungle Shop. We're actually going to see Core Collapse.
Oh, Core Collapse is going to come out. Dead Man's Hand follow up, and the Spectral Smite not going to be able to finish him off, but the basic attack
Auto
from Celeste.
attack.
Oh, that's one of the worst things you can ever see, and that's one of the dreaded things that you have to see when you're playing against Celeste as a carry is
There's
when you're low
nothing you can
HP
do about it.
and you're like, "Oh, I made it! Oh no, no, it's coming for me!"
Just it's got your number. It's gonna stalk you until you die. So definitely, it was pretty hilarious seeing Morphling being like, "Oh no, that's a kill secure." I see that auto tech chasing
Oh
PS
man,
on that Ringo. I'm not even
that's
gonna
one of the
use.
things playing against Celeste. Is like you knock on death's door and you dread the day that it actually answers, and you just see that basic attack coming. Oof.
Yeah, so first blood going over to Kylin. Celeste has shopped Shattered Glass. 5 minutes. Let's go. That's going to be a big power spike. Actually, we already could see another engaged. Crowls at the backs, though. It looks like PG-13. Not going to be too aggressive here. No fountains yet. Oh, we actually do have a fountain on Corona. So a nice team fight here. Could be really crucial for them. April has plenty of gold. Really should try and rotate as quickly as possible or go back. They definitely need a fountain for this next
Oh,
team fight.
nice hook and chains coming down. Gonna be able to pull him in, do some nice damage, but the Imperial Scissors are gonna get him back up to pretty good HP. Kroll, though, sitting there waiting to pick one of them off. If Retro comes up for this, might get caught out. Oh, he's gonna go through the bush. There goes the forward barrage, but Morphling gonna be able to jump onto him. Surrey Strike away to try to get out. Hook and chain still attached to him, so doing some slow chip damage.
Yeah, honestly, these hooks and chains right now paired up with Cat Lover's core collapse. The communication is perfect. They know how to play this comp perfectly right now. So it is pretty unfortunate that maybe PG-13 couldn't take one of these heroes away from them or draft something not to let this same comp come through, because as long as Cat and Cronus are on the same page, these hook and chain, you think you're safe, but you just get pulled forward right as that core collapse is thrown out. And when you have a Celeste with a Shattered Glass, that damage can be huge. We're actually going to see
Yeah,
the
for sure.
rotation out of Lyra. Finally, the fountain does come through. So this next team fight, hopefully, will be a little more fair. There it is again. Actually, Prez does get out the huge solar storm, though. Don't think too
Gosh darn
much
phone
damage.
calls.
Phone calls in the middle of casting. Gotta hate when that happens.
Yep.
Actually, we do have an engage going out. Morphling's going super low, though. Here comes the Hellfire Blue. Cat Lover is going really low too. The Hellfire Brew does land on Cat Lover. Healing Flask is popped though. We're going to see actually Kroll rotate out, go back to the backs. Just going to continue farm. They don't need Kroll up there. They're going to continue being just as strong with Cat Lover throwing out the amount of damage. Actually, we're going to see maybe Retro pick up the Dragon's Eye. Or maybe it was the reflex block. I do not remember what Retro actually had in the inventory.
I'm pretty sure he had the Dragon's Eye, so probably picking up that reflex block. But I am back in the game, so I can actually see what's going on now. Hey.
Nice. Nice to have you back.
Phone calls will never stop me.
We are seeing teams right now at a little lull. We have Krull waiting to strike. They're just going to keep pushing. Catler's going to keep getting this damage down on top of the turret, though we could see
Oh
a
man,
sneak
that
attack.
Shatterglass doing some nice damage onto the turret. Core Collapse is gonna come out. There goes the Trespass, followed by that from Hell's Heart. Oh my goodness,
Uh,
Ringo thought he had the kill, but just it's like, no, not today, not today, son.
yeah, honestly, it was overkill. Kylin, they could have just killed him, but no, they had to use all three of their stuns just to prove a point. And
Oh,
the Krull was just blown to. He needed a couple reflex
right,
blocks to try to survive that.
right after that Trespass, you knew he was dead. But the from Hell's Heart coming in right after that was oof. I think he
Definitely,
did it to make a point. I think he
he
did it to
was
make a point.
he was not expecting Krull to be in that top bush. Sometimes you just forget that top bush is even there, and there actually could be someone hiding there.
Yeah, for sure.
We're actually going to see and maybe another engage here. Kroll's not here once again, though, but it does not look like Kylan's too worried.
Yeah, Cronus taking a little bit of damage, but should be able to regen that up shortly with that fountain passive. But he is going to be able to port back, go do a little bit of shopping. Gonna pick up that Crucible. It's gonna be really good for them. Block that Hellfire Brew or that death from above.
Yeah, April also could back here and pick up a Crucible. That'd be very helpful for the team. But it looks like we actually could see another engage Morphling. He wants it. He wants the kill.
He wants that Ringo's blood. Oh, he's gonna go in for the turret. He's gonna do some damage. And wow, the heliogenesis damage with that shatter glass coming off onto PS. Core Collapse is going to come down, though. It's going to do some nice damage. Solar Storm is going to slightly connect, not do too much. It's going to be able to block both the Hook and Chain and the From Hell's Heart. Oh my goodness, some nice timing or even lucky timing on that reflex block.
Yeah, that definitely was good for PG-13. I really don't think they can turn the advantage here. So a lot of
Oh,
damage.
there goes the Trespass, doing some nice damage with the Heliogenesis. Reflex block coming out from Kroll to try to block some of that damage, but is not going to be able to get out of there. Is going to get taken down. And Retro looking to go in for the kill, try to take down Cat Lover. But those Heliogenesis just doing so much damage, and having that extended range from level 8 is just putting so much pressure on them.
Yeah, the problem is Retro's gonna have to be able to use the abilities perfectly. Use that Surrey Strike and try to reposition to get damage on Cat Liver. Because if not, Ringo really can't get back there quickly. So the ultimate, the Arcane Passage needs to maybe come through right on top of Cat Lover to get Cat Lover a little uncomfortable. Because right now Cat Lover is really not feeling the pressures. Just be able to throw out that damage. And if Ringo could get maybe ported back on top of Cat Lover and actually get some pressure on the Celeste, we could see maybe Celeste actually struggle in some of these team fights.
Yeah, but we do see Cat Lover is going to be able to take the mid heal as well as the fronts from the side of PG-13. So good job invading there.
Yeah, CS, lane wise, PS, not too far behind, still actually keeping, in range of Cat Lover. The items right now, we do have 2 full items, and Kronos, he's looking like he wants to
Oh, there goes
engage.
a nice trespass there, but not going to be able to have anyone to follow up on that. But here comes Kroll up from their lane mustache bush and looking to get a nice engage here.
I mean, that's an ultimate down. We have all ultimates for PG-13. I don't know. Do you push the aggression here and try to take a fight without that stun? That's a huge ability down right now for Team Kylin.
Yeah, that trespass is just always putting in such work in these fights that having that down would be a perfect time for PG-13 to engage if they find that opening. But they're running out of time.
Yeah, that's going to be back up by the time this next team fight starts. We actually do see 2 infusions though on both junglers. Really going to wait and see when the laners pick that up. We're going to start seeing definite more aggression once those teams do start picking up those infusions.
We're going to see more damage coming out from Cat Lover, though. Picking up that Dragon's Eye is going to start building up those stacks. Retro looking to go in behind. Surrey striking into position, but not going to do much. Ringo locking onto the Celeste, though, but here comes the Core Collapse. Trash Pass is going to come down, is going to stun him. From Hell's Heart is going to get a little bit of damage in there, but not quite going to keep him down. Solar Storm is going to do a nice chunk on the entire team, but they're going to be able to back off, and the Imperial Sigil is going to get them back up to pretty good health. Core Collapse not quite going to connect from Cat Lover. PS getting kind of low though from those Heliogenesis, but there goes the Imperial Sigil bringing him back up, doing some nice damage onto Cronus. Man, Morphling just waiting for that opportunity to go in there. Oh,
Yeah,
PS getting pretty close. But there goes the Imperial Sigil. Going to do some more healing for them. Morphling waiting for that opportunity, but it's not coming for him.
the minion wave is gone. I think they will back up. But Cat Lover was so low, but with the stacks
Oh, there
plus
goes
the
the
Eva
Hellfire
Harvest.
Brew. Going
Oh
on to the
no.
Cronus. Followed by the Ford Barrage. Oh my goodness, the Dead Man's Hand coming out is going to do some nice damage on Retro, but Retro is going to be able to get out of there. Imperial Sigil coming down. PS getting kind of low. Oh, Imperial Sigil is going to pop before PS can get in it. So he's going to take a lot of damage. But the Ford Barrage coming out from
Oh, the
Retro doing some
reflex.
nice damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Trespass! Followed by the From Hell's Heart. Oh my goodness. Cat Lover, how did you
Uh,
survive?
someone clipped that. That was amazing.
Oh my goodness. That Trespass coming out from Cronus kept Cat Lover alive so hard in that fight.
It came up
Oh,
at perfect time. I really think Retro was like, I got this fight in my bag, but man, the stun was just too much, and Cat Lover was able to sidestep here and there and able to survive. That was an insane
oh.
team fight overall. So much happened. They just stuck around. They just forced the fight. They just kept pushing with the minions, trying to make, Powerpuff be a little too aggressive, trying to make them overstep just slightly to get that stun they needed, or from that Hell's Heart they needed.
I mean, that's what they were doing last game. Just they were playing so passively and they were just getting really comfortable. And they get comfortable, they come out of their shell, they go looking for blood, and then they're just able to turn it around and make them regret it. And oh man, that play with the trespass though, it gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, it was an excellent play. We actually see, 3-1 right now. Gold lead really close. These teams, are on the edge. PG-13 could win a team fight here and maybe swing something in the way. Kraken will be up soon. Currently, right now, Retro and PS, they just infuse. If they force a team fight right here, they could have a slight advantage. And Crawl is rotating up, though, so they maybe should start this fight right now. But it looks like PS is not really interested. Actually, Retro
Ooh, there
gets
goes the
stunned
core
up.
collapse, followed by the trespass and the solar storm. It's gonna do some nice damage, but Cat Lover taking a lot of damage from PS. There goes the Crucible. Morphling looking to come out for this fight. Bulwark is going to stop him though in his tracks, and he's gonna lose his perk. There's the core collapse. Hell's Heart going down is gonna get blocked by the reflex block, but the Spectral Smite coming out here soon. Is he gonna be able to take him out? No, not quite. PS is gonna be able to get out of there. Gonna pull him close though, and Cronus doing a good job trying to get some damage out there for Cat Lover. Get them in close for the Heliogenesis.
Yeah, Cronus is just being annoying right now. Always having those hooks out, doing his job as a turn walker, making sure whenever he needs to, torment, pull someone closer. It's exactly what it is. It's a torment. He just always being annoying, making sure.
Oh, Morphling coming in, gonna go onto PS. Is not gonna be able to get back up from Cronus though, and the damage coming out from PS, turning it around, but he's gonna be able to get out. Morphling not quite in danger. Trespass coming down is gonna get blocked by his reflex block, but Crucible coming out as well. So a bit of a uncoordination there, but still looking to do some nice damage onto Morphling.
Yeah,
The
Rich will
speed
need to
boost
go
from
in
his
right now.
passive. Oh, nice Hellfire Brew. He's gonna get stunned by the death from above and is getting really low. Is the burn gonna be able to finish him off? Oh, basic attack coming out from Lyra is gonna be able to take him down. Ooh, the flask as well as the reflex block is gonna be able to save Morphling from Hell's Heart. Is gonna stun the Lyra, but not really gonna do anything. They're looking to push this turret. They have the perfect opportunity to do so. Kroll is really low.
The 12 stacks from Retro, he just tried to use that to his advantage and just couldn't get the kill. I definitely
Oh,
feel.
the triple core collapse. Heliogenesis
Oh
coming down.
no.
PS getting low. Oh, the Spectral Smite is not quite going to take him out. Not quite enough stacks on there for him, but they're going to be able to save that turret. What a core collapse coming out from Cat Lover.
That was definitely clutch to try to save the turret. I do not think anyone on the side of the power bus was prepared for that to actually land. Everyone's kind of low here. Maybe we should just reset. Let's get the health, the energy we need. Morphling, this game, he does have a tension bow instead of that Sorrow Blade. So that is definitely something that could play. It could go different in this game. He's not having as much damage. No breaking point for these actually elongated fights. They're pretty
And
long.
that's
He
going to
needs
be a
to be.
Kraken. Good job by Kylin Green taking that opportunity, knowing they were backing off because they were low, to just Get that Kraken down quickly.
Yeah, I was too into my story to even realize that the Kraken was being taken away.
I do kind of understand his choice on the tension bow though. Having that Lyra on the side of PG-13, you're gonna have a lot of healing. So going for that burst damage to be able to burst them down when they're low from Cat Lover's Heliogenesis is it's an understandable choice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just be interesting to see how it plays late game. This game continues to go later, but we are going to see a Kraken push here. We'll see when they decide to engage.
Yep, that's gonna be a turret. Looking to do some nice damage. There goes few Heliogenesis, starting to get stacks from that Dragon's Eye on the Cat Lover. The Cook's coming out, trying to get an advantage. Morphling is going to be hit by that Bulwark, but the Core Class followed by the Solar Storm is going to do some nice damage. Heliogenesis just taking them down so much. Trespass is going to come out, and the Boomerang from Hell's Heart is going to land on the Ringo and not get blocked. That's going to
Huge
take him
stuff.
out.
That is big right now. Actually, if they play this correctly, this game could be
Oh my
over. They have a
goodness.
lot of damage if they keep
Kraken is
focusing.
still at like a third HP. Is that going to be game two? Morphling
Yeah,
is going to go down, but
Cat Lover,
I don't think
too
it's
much
going to
damage.
matter. Oh man.
I was definitely not expecting that to be the game-ending push, but unfortunately, Ringo sidestepped the ultimate from Hell's Heart, but it came back and hit him from behind. Worst thing that can happen in that situation.
I've noticed in that game that combo came out so many times in that game, getting the trespass off with a mist from Hell's Heart, and then the boots coming out from Morphling to reposition himself and hit that boomerang. Just such good teamwork coming out by Kylin Green in these matches.
Yeah, it was honestly a perfect composition. I love that comp. I'm gonna play that comp now the next time I play ranked. I think if you got the synergy, this comp is a great comp to be playing in the current meta. Overall, GG to both teams. Kylan Green is going to take the series 2-0 though, 4-3. This game was a close one. Definitely GG's a Powerpuff. They came out swinging and put up a great fight this match.